that's where the watermelon smell is coming from.
Yes, it's coming from me. Hello.
Perry's here. You should...
Perry,
Drink more, drink.
Drink more, drink has moved into this house, and it will never leave.
There's a whole, box of watermelon now, because that is the best flavor we have.
Those of you who aren't Perry, some clarification. Drink more, drink is basically rehydration salts.
Or vitamins and health in powdered form that you put in water. And
you know that meme that was doing the rounds earlier today with what type of brain are you? And one of them is task, I may have forgotten to eat. Substitute eat for drink.
Yeah.
I have genuinely made myself ill being dehydrated.
Maddie, hi!
Matty,
hello!
Right.
Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm sorry. It just, all of it, the countdown went 3, 2, watermelon? I smell watermelon. What is that?
Gotta drink the drink to get more drink.
Yes.
Yep.
So, yes. If you are a person who does not get enough hydration, then you can get drink in powdered form that you can put in other drinks. So you can have lots of drink. Yeah. 3, 2, 1, watermelon happens.
And there's probably going to be an emoji in about a week.
Because the other option was cherry. And artificial cherry.
Oh my god.
Anything is awful. And there was what was there? There was summer fruits, watermelon, cherry.
Tang. It was
orange, lemon, lime, and I'm just artificial cherry, derogatory. Yes,
artificial
exactly.
cherry,
precisely.
Or your walnut, same kind of thing.
No. No, there was no fruit punch. There was summer fruits, which in the UK means blueberries, raspberries, and red currant. Usually,
the UK doesn't do fruit punch.
I know
it does Pimm's, which is alcoholic fruit punch for people who hunt the poor,
and it doesn't.
It does Robinson's,
and it doesn't do great. Hey, Naomi. And it doesn't do grape. You cannot get grape-flavored anything in this country. It's all blackcurrant, which is evil. It is a betrayer. Betrayer! So I cannot drink anything purple in this country. I do not like it.
So anyway, welcome to the show. It's been a long week getting from there to here.
Really? We're starting
absolutely.
Right off
Absolutely.
Yes. It's been... It's been a very interesting day.
You may notice something about the picture quality.
The broadband is back. Question mark. We're trying really hard not to scare it. Because I'm really, really worried we're gonna look at it sideways and it's gonna fall over and disappear.
Seriously, 11 o'clock, I'm typing Elena here.
I went into the kitchen to get a cup of coffee. Okay, so when they installed the broadband box, there's the little box that blinks and it's right near our kitchen. And so every day, for the last 73 days, we've been staring at the little green blinking light that says, no juice for you.
It fucking trolls you, man. Because it's irregular. It'll come on for just long enough for you to go, and then it'll go, ha ha, and start flashing again.
And that's what I thought was happening. So I sat there and I stared at it. And it wasn't turning off. And I made this very concerned noise. And Alistair came, what? What's wrong? I'm like, and then the phone rang. And OpenReach called me to say, we think we fixed it. Could you do a test?
It was genuinely one of those kind of phone ringing moments where I half expected Marguerite to answer it and this voice, at the end to go, hello, Sydney. Sorry, wrong number.
Yes,
exactly. It was very spookily timed.
So, yeah.
We may have
broadband again. I mean, I have to have another phone call with another department next week to do the whole kind of thing to make sure it's well and truly still upright and mobile. But
this has been explained to me, and my understanding is that from a legal point of view, this secondary phone call is called the "Don't you fuck us on this" call. Yes,
because of course, every time you get a call from a service person and it's working, they're like, "Great, we can close this out now." I'm like, "Not so fast." So yes, next week will be the, all right, here is my list of demands phone call. But fingers crossed. Put it this way, if it lasts through the weekend, it lasted longer than it did last time.
May or may not have downloaded a lot of podcasts today. And speaking of podcasts, you have a point. Go first.
Okay, but that was such a beautiful segue. I'm gonna let you have it.
And speaking of podcasts, firstly, congratulations
Hello,
to the
Maddie.
Audioverse Award winners we have in the audience tonight.
Yes, congratulations.
Also, I have 2 podcast recommendations for you. The first one is Neighbourly, because Neighbourly is back.
Neighbour Day is... Oh, sorry. We're very old.
And the first episode of Season 2 has absolutely cemented my utterly rock-solid belief that the true successor to The Twilight Zone can only be Matty. Because best podcast narrator in the game. And I know a little bit about the game.
There will be a review of Neighbourly Season 2, Episode 1 in the full lit on Friday.
Yes, indeed. Covered
That
today,
is correct.
Yes, day.
Yeah, that's what gets sung in this house every time there's a new Neighbourly episode. Because we are old school. That's why. For all you youngins in the audience, that's a Homestar Runner joke. Okay, you may proceed.
Along similar lines, the phrase, "This does not look good for Homestar Runner," gets used in this house a lot.
It's whole music. Yeah, okay.
Oh, it's going to be one of those.
We're
Great,
old.
let's steer into it.
Trogdor goes without saying.
The other podcast to recommend is Doctor Who Redacted. And I want to recommend it for a couple of reasons. Firstly, it's Doctor Who, therefore there's a baseline level of good. It never drops below.
Tango Squad!
Secondly, it is produced by several good friends of ours. Ella Watts, who has not been on the show, but is...
Ooh!
And we really should do something
Ducky,
about that.
put Ella on the guest list. We should do that. Yes, very much so.
Ella is an actual podcasting superhero.
Yeah, very much so.
And
And I think she's now doing a PhD in...
Produced and wrote some of this.
Yes.
The lead writer is an excellent author called Juno Dawson.
Juno's amazing. Writes very good fiction.
David Devereaux, who absolutely has been on the show,
Yes.
is providing the music for it and is clearly having a
I believe Sasha Stiana wrote
Yes,
an episode
indeed.
or contributed to an episode.
And the music is an absolutely lovely, not quite Doctor Who theme. It's really well handled. But it is a podcast about the Doctor and what happens when they find her.
Corvid, that's amazing. Someone who auditioned for one of the singing roles in Rogue Maker auditioned with
Oh
Trogdor.
my god!
That is the most amazing thing. I now want a TikTok account that is people doing audio drama auditions.
Yes.
I might need to write that down.
I think you should.
And by people, I might have volunteered you.
I had a feeling you might.
Okay, this is what you get for being talented, and I have recording devices. Okay.
Anyway.
How many things did we do on the show?
We do 3 things on the show.
There you go.
The first is an opening monologue. This is an opportunity for you to get situated, to get hydrated, grab some food. Hydrated. Did I mention hydrated, Alistair? And, take any meds you might need, get comfy, make sure your pets are fed, make sure the laser pointer's tied to the Roomba and your partner's 3 or 4 rooms away at any given time.
That you're fed.
That you're fed.
Good because what is food?
Basically, the most important thing of all is self-care. So, for the love of God, look after yourselves, because you are all needed on mission, okay?
Yes, very much so.
Once we've done that, we will then launch into the opening monologue, which somehow, whatever this is not.
It was... Okay, the opening monologue there was an idea. Back when we didn't know what this streaming thing was, we're like, it's going to be really awkward if I'm just staring at the camera and going, hello, for like 2 minutes. So we should do something to fill the gap. And now filling the gap is us just
Filling the gap is
talking.
The show.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Filling the gap. And now that's the show. Yes. Exactly.
The opening monologue is always provided by housebound and friend of the show, Mr. Nate Crowley, who is an incredibly fiercely talented author, one of the most genuinely lovely human beings I have ever met, and a man who is capable of producing phrases like "absolutely Ramo with bears," which is written on my soul.
What did you get on my tea mug? It's the
love. I got love on your tea mug.
Okay, I can't now say what I was going to say because that would make it weird. My tea mug's sticky.
Oh, I'm sorry.
See?
Probably wasn't love.
I made it weird. I'm sorry.
Maybe an ice cream, maybe an Hershey syrup.
Let's just call it ice cream and we'll just move very swiftly on. I love seeing Naomi's ew in chat. 4Rats, you do 4 things on the show. First is a lovely little chat with friends.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello, friends.
Yes, it is.
Then we will move on to Scarlet Hollow, where,
Oh.
In the immortal words of one of the premier parapsychologists of the 20th century, shit ain't like that. It's all fucked up.
Who is that from?
Ice-T.
Really?
Yes.
In what?
Body Count's first album.
I love that you... Just his brain. Just his brain. Of course he quotes Body Count. Let's move very swiftly on.
And much as Mr. T once sang, the
no,
tension
Mr. T is someone different. Rephrase.
Is he, though?
Yes!
I've seen Mission Impossible. I know what masks can do. Anyway, we are
like
playing what
tonight,
may be
folks.
the end game of Scarlet Hollow, episode 3 tonight.
Can I be honest?
We're kind of hoping it is.
I really hope it's the end game, because I was not prepared for last week's events, and I'm still trying to recover from last week's events.
Let's talk about Terra.
I did not... yes, exactly, Hawkeye. Pity the fool. Okay, tangent. I'm the oldest of 4 siblings. I have 2 sisters and a brother. All of us had, themed birthday parties as a kid. I had 18 themed birthday parties when I was a kid. I got the van. I got the paraglider. I had, the sheets and the action figures and, the pencil set. I loved the A-Team. So, yes, I pity the fool. You may proceed now. He was not my favorite, though, and it was not Face either.
It was Murdoch.
Shut up! Of course
Clearly
it was
Murdoch.
Murdoch. Murdoch wasn't the best. And then the same actor, Dwight Schultz, shows up in Star Trek The Next Generation as Lieutenant Barclay, and it got really weird. But let's move on. Okay.
So
you were saying something. We were confusing Ice-T, Mr. T, and now...
It's the whole thing.
Ice Cube doesn't count, and we're not even going to talk about Vanilla Ice. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, moving on.
Which, for legal reasons, is not under pressure, even though it sounds like it does. It is, and we can probably
that is a whole separate lecture.
Oh, yeah!
Speaking of which, come to Archive Con, because they're letting me give a legal topic presentation. It's going to be fun. Okay, it may be fun just for me, but that's fine. You could watch me be enthusiastic into an empty void for an hour and be like, she's weird. Let's move on.
Eldritch Twitch is holding really steady tonight.
Yeah, we're not having any problems on, disturbingly, no problems on our end, Eldritch. So maybe give a refresh if you're having issues. Yeah. Thank you, Zalia. Yes, ArchiveCon. I'm very excited about that. Mental note, start working on presentation.
That was positively QS. ArchiveCon.
QS.
Q, as in, Captain.
True.
Topical. Not now, Q. Go bother Picard.
Oh, Lord. Which, was it Chicago Star Trek Con?
Yeah, Star Trek Mission Chicago. The entire Lower Decks cast showed up.
Okay, Lower Decks, animation. So, voice cast. The entire voice cast showed up in costume. One of the voice actors had dyed their hair to match their anime character. The voice actor for Mariner had her sleeves rolled up. It was so amazing. So amazing. And you just know the voice actors are going, so when you start referring to us in the other shows where our characters could do a crossover, here's what we look like, right? You're going to cast us, right? And we all went, yes, we are. Yes, we are.
So yeah, Scarlet Hollow is going to be terrifying, because Scarlet Hollow was terrifying last week. We went to Professor Dadbod's house to exorcise the ghosts, because Stella has a backpack with a pencil in it, and probably some granola.
To be fair, we rocked up with a posse.
Pretty much everyone we could take.
We were like, we could have one person in every room in this house, and we can bucket chain this. It's fine. And then
we found the trapdoor.
And
everything went a bit Twin Peaks.
It got weird.
And I mean, we will be talking about this when we talk to the developers on the stream in a few weeks.
Which, yeah, I mean, if we finish soon, we can arrange that. That would be very.
Because the stylistic choice of going from static, beautiful hand-drawn animation to, hey, look, these photos are twitching, is genuinely the most terrifying thing I've seen this week.
Hi,
and I
Pezzy.
watched Lake Mungo this week, which is one of the most frightening movies ever made.
And no, we haven't gotten to anything yet.
Oh, Pezzy, you're fine. Trust me. It's all good.
Yes, we got caught in the creepy... Yeah, there's just a lot going on.
Yeah, KB was saying, I think you got the Gangs All Here achievement. We got everyone we could bring.
Which was amazing.
More people, more shields.
Moving on. Proper Call of Cthulhu adventure protocol. You only have to be faster than the slowest party member. And, to be honest, we're trying to be friends with Tabitha. We think we've like made progress towards Kanika and Tabitha being friends. I'm like, oh my god, we've done everything.
We've made progress towards Kanika and Tabitha not murdering each other on sight. It's a start.
That's like friends! That's the first step. Oh, God, I sound exactly like... Anyway, okay.
Stella.
Yes, let's move on.
It's gonna be fun, y'all.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. Anyway.
Once again, apologies to all the Americans on the stream, including this one, for me attempting to do your accents.
Yes, well, we know that there's at least one person on this planet who does it worse than you. And I just have to outrun the slowest party member. Should we do an opening monologue?
I think that would be lovely. But after the game, we're also going to do shenanigans as a kind of come down from the no doubt unremitting horror.
Oh, yeah. We should probably tell people that we got nominated for more. Well,
should we do the thing?
We didn't get nominated for more awards this week, but
we kind of did.
Well, the publications that we run got nominated for awards this week, which was amazing. 3 of our
5 shows have been nominated for an Ignite.
Yes.
The Ignites are amazing.
They are... Okay, right. So the Hugo Awards, big award in science fiction. Hugos think they're the Oscars. They're really more like the People's Choice Awards. And they are an award that's having an identity crisis at the moment. And the prestige of the award is being kind of directly impacted by the people who administer it. So let's just kind of put that all in a box over there. The Ignites were created by the Fiacon team. Faya is an amazing black spec fic publication who looked at all the people who were being disregarded in the awards community and went, we can do so much better than this. And they have. And there are many categories of Ignites, including Best Audio. Last year, I do believe the Magnus Archives was an Ignite finalist, if I remember correctly. And this year... there are 5 finalists, and 3 of them are EA publications.
Now, of course, the flip side to that is it's automatically safest for us to assume that means one of the other 3 has won. Because, no one likes to be outnumbered.
We're very good at being the bridesmaids of awards, which is we're very appreciative of our nominations, and we have no expectations of success. Last year, I do believe we were nominated against LeVar Burton, and we quite rightly lost.
Which is, it's LeVar Burton.
The man is an intergalactic treasure. It is only right and proper, Anyway. But yes, more award nominations. We're having a little party this weekend. Woo. We mailed like a mazillion trillion things out of our house, which was great. And I only have like 500 billion left to finish. There's 2 boxes and more things arrived today. So, yes.
So yeah, opening monologue.
Okay, let's do the opening monologue, because, we've only been here for 20 minutes. People don't know if anything's... I have no idea what we're talking about. All right, Mr. Crowley. What do you got for us?
Hey, Nate.
All right, Nate.
Have you played Action 52? Behold the
hold on. Content warnings.
Fucking hell.
Sorry. Content warnings. Drug use and swearing, i.e. Nate. You may go. Would you like to take it from the top? You can go out and come back.
Was it a little pitchy?
Did I say it was a little bitchy? Does that count as a corpse if you haven't... I mean, you technically started. I'm going to count it. I'll allow it.
Have you played Action 52? Behold the Cheetah Men. Are we doing this usual thing, or am I doing all of this?
I guess Action 52 is a PC game. In the same way that a furious drunk forcing a hand through your letterbox at 3 a.m. is a house guest. I mean, it was a game of sorts, and I certainly played it on a PC, so that'll do, right? Usually with these pieces, I'll open a couple of tabs in my browser and do some cursory research to make sure my memories of a game haven't strayed too far from the truth, but in this case, I'm not going to. I have so little respect for Action 52, I will simply scrape the contents of my mind onto the screen like an inedible takeaway curry being slid into a bin.
It was 2006, probably, and my mate Matt had a student house in southwest London where we smoked loads of weed and played old games like Cool Guys. He put a Mega Drive emulator on his PC and we resolved to start playing through this massive A to Z archive of games in search of the worst one on there. It was a bit like a sort of inverted stoner version of Unknown Pleasures, if you like.
We never got past Action 52. It was, it turned out, perfectly shit. Hailing from the early 90s, it had been an attempt at a legal version of one of those dire pirate compilation cartridges from Taiwan, but managed to be even shoddier than the illegal thing it was copying. All the games in the collection were creatively bankrupt rush jobs. Most were morally wounded by bad code, some were altogether unplayable, and even the best could most charitably be described as mini-games which functioned.
Even better, Action 52's ripping from its cartridge to be included in this super-duper PC emulator archive, itself a move of dubious legality, had mangled its code still further, leaving the games as tortured spectres of their already dire original selves. Sampled speech was distorted into crunching groans. Clipping seemed optional in every title, and most of the games got more and more bleakly unplayable the longer you attempted to run them.
The crown jewel of the collection was Cheetah Men, picture. A game that Action 52's publishers had actually sank some budget into, and which was a desperate attempt to cash in on the Battletoads formula. While Battletoads, of course, being a desperate attempt to cash in on the Ninja Turtles formula, Cheetah Men was a bootleg of a bootleg, and it was as miserable as a specimen as you can imagine.
And since this bootleg of a bootleg was to be found inside a mangled compilation version of a mangled compilation game, you can only imagine how broken it was. And how euphorically funny it managed to be after a few hours on the bongs. And now it's given me an article, so like John Lennon probably said, any time you enjoyed wasting wasn't time wasted. Mind you, I don't think he played Cheetah Men.
Wow. I'm trying to think about bad old video games I've played. I have played an emulation of that E.T. game, the one that they made a documentary about how bad it was.
I remember...
Bootlegception, yes, very much so.
I remember being very confused at the ZX Spectrum video.
The what?
The ZX Spectrum.
The what?
I'm sorry, the ZX Spectrum. The Spectrum 128K. How about that? Same machine, but slightly larger.
The ZX Spectrum, perhaps?
That one, what she said.
Mm-hmm.
Had an official Platoon tie-in video game.
The one with the pit.
Which seemed like an odd choice to me. A friend of mine was really good at it. He completed the maze in like a day and a half.
I remember playing the original... I think it was a Nintendo game, the Who Framed Roger Rabbit Nintendo game, and there was one point that you could just never get past. I think it was broken. I can't remember what part that was anymore.
The original Tim Burton Batman game had a surprisingly great fake 3D Batmobile level where you had to time firing the grappling hook to swing the Batmobile around the corner, and the game kind of went and followed it around the corner. The really hilarious thing about it was the best possible time to land the grappling hook was when you could not see the black Batmobile sprite against the largely black background and the tiny sighting reticle that was hidden inside the single splash of white on the graphic.
I'm with you, Hawkeye. There was a Rocky Horror Picture Show game.
Oh yeah, that was an experience. Yeah. It was like Jet Set Willy just with nudity.
Okay. I remember, like, one of the very first PC games I ever played was when you had to program yourself. You bought a choose-your-own-adventure...
Build the fun.
I'm sorry, have we met? Yes, very much. You bought a novel, and it was a choose-your-own-adventure novel, and depending on which, like, adventure path you took, you had to, like... program in the thing they would show you on the page, and then it would like run an action and give you a clue about which page to take next.
That's actually very cool.
Uncle Brian introduced me to
Jack's
that.
total lack of
surprise. It was hilarious. Thank you very much, Nate, for that perfectly shit review of a perfectly shit game, apparently.
Yeah, early video games were very weird.
Very weird.
There was a company called Codemasters, which still exists, which is run by a pair of identical twins who were...
How do you know that?
I read a lot of video game magazines when I was a kid.
For the articles?
Yes.
Oh my god. People read that?
Hello, I'm People.
Oh, bless you. You were from a small island and you had to make your own fun.
And Codemasters were very, let's say, famous for...
Infamous, yes.
For their never mind the quality, look at the price approach, where you could buy an audio cassette for $2.99 with a game that functioned on it, and they put out like 30 a month or something ridiculous. They're still going. They do stuff with the PS5 now. It's not good, but it's much less awful than it was.
Codemasters make stuff for the PS5.
Yeah.
All right, I'm writing that down. That's something I gotta see. Hilarious.
Oh, Games Master magazine. That reminds me, there was no press for this at all, but Games Master was actually revived last year as 3 45-minute episodes on Channel 4's YouTube channel, and it was surprisingly great. There is a moment about halfway through the first episode where the actual games journalist they've got, who's Scottish, because you have to have a Scot fronting Games Master, it's kind of the law.
I don't know what Games Master is. So.
It was a legendary 90s video game review show. Legendary both for being very 90s and edgy, having exactly no budget, and having two hosts who clearly fucking hated one another. And it's now been long enough that the oral histories have come out and they've both gone, yeah, we fucking hated each other. But this, Beastrogen.
Older version of a video game essay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've seen some really good ones of those.
Beastrogen, absolutely right. He does this essay about the sugar boat, the boat that's wrecked in, I think, the Clyde Estuary, and ties it to a fantastic racing game that's not got any press because it's from a smaller company. And the conclusion is something like the sugar boat is always overlooked because it's always there. But there's something interesting in it, and there's something interesting here too. And I got to the end of it and I was like, oh,
that's not formative to your creation of...
Fuck, that's really good. Well done, you know?
Yes, exactly.
Oh yes, and of course Patrick Moore. Legendary late-night astronomer and toff. And he might have been a bit fascist. It seemed likely. Sir Patrick Moore, who presented the BBC's astronomy programme for 800 years.
Oh my god, I think I watched this because PBS would show a little tiny bit of some British astronomer.
Did he look like a bear in a grey suit?
Yes!
Did he talk like this all the time?
Every night.
On tonight's programme. Like
every night before they would show the Doctor Who episodes.
Yeah. That's the fella.
Exactly.
I will now blow your mind and tell you the most frequent guest he had was Dr. Brian May of Queen.
Ah, that one.
Who has an astronomy doctorate.
Yes, I know that. Which is amazing. And Neil Peart has a PhD in percussion, which I also think is amazing. And did a drum solo once at a rock concert that was like 27 different timpani. And I could not have been happier. It was amazing.
Florette, you officially win the cool today. That is so fucking cool.
That's amazing. Today I rode a horse and fell, and now I'm in the hospital. Oh, that's...
I'm so sorry.
I'm really, really sorry to hear that. I hope you're okay and you're resting up. And that we can entertain you a little bit. Some of this content tonight's going to be a little creepy.
Yeah.
So if that's too much for you right now, that's okay. But please do rest up. Ancient memory of a McDonald's bobsledding game disc from a Happy Meal. Oh, wow.
I used to get Mac magazines which had a floppy disk full of freeware on the front. And then after a while it was a CD-ROM full of freeware. And then the internet happened.
Anybody else remember AOL discs? We used to turn them into coasters. We had so many of them.
Oh, sure I can.
Sure can? Really?
If you sharpen the edges.
Nobody sharpens the edges on CD-ROMs. They just snap in half.
Not
just throw them at each other. It's easier. Right. Okay. That's enough nonsense. I vaguely remember.
Quite enough of that.
No, nobody should miss AOL. I have, bless her heart, one friend in this entire world who still has her AOL email address. And I love her to pieces. And every time I bring it up, she's like, no, I don't wanna. And she's not on Twitter. And she's probably the happiest person in the world as a result.
Brilliant.
Nikki!
Of course.
Matt's wife, Nikki, still has an AOL email account. I'm like, oh my gosh. There was an RPG game I'd still play today.
Yeah. I always...
Hey, Seahawk.
Hey, Seahawk. I had a deep abiding love for a kind of elite-style trading game called Escape Velocity, which I played for hours, and I think just self-generated. Or I hallucinated. Possibly one of the two.
I know I played it. Okay, like, the oldest game I remember playing... Okay, older than that. Okay, there were a lot of them. But I miss Dr. Mario, which I now have, like, as an app.
It's me, Mario.
No, it's not that Mario. Well, I think it is technically that Mario, but it had cute music.
It's an ACL tear.
Yes, exactly. All right.
Blood the force of trauma. I'm sorry.
Are you having fun?
I need to stop now, otherwise I won't. So...
I'm not saying anything. See? Look at that face. Look at that face. He's like, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it. Okay, fine. Let's play. Let's play this spooky, creepy game. Everybody ready?
No? Good.
No, I'm not ready either. Yeah. All right. Before we switch on over, we're going to do a little bit of a recap and a reminder. So we are currently playing what we think is the end of Chapter 3 of Scarlet Hollow. If you've missed any of the previous installments, I have a button here I can find that I can push that can tell you where they are. But I'm going to have to vamp for a second. There they are! Ta-da! So if you're just joining us and you haven't seen previous installments of any of the Scarlet Hollow playthroughs...
See you for it.
You can help yourself. And have a good night. 4Rats. Real quick before you go, maybe. Everybody, can we all give some love for a second to Wendy, our other wonderful stream mod, who's not with us for a couple weeks. Wendy's taking some health time. And we miss her, and we're very proud of her for taking care of herself. So we're all going to send Wendy some love for a minute, if you would, please, while we just go over the content warnings for the game.
Wendy, you're amazing. Fantastic. We miss you. Rest
Wendy,
up and feel better,
I'm very
buddy.
proud of you for resting up.
Yeah.
And you have our numbers, and you can call if you ever want to hang out and chat and stuff. And I'm proud of you. And enjoy your grass room. Grass room. Wendy just redid their living room, and the floor is bright green carpet, so it looks like grass. It's amazing. But yes, love for Wendy. So, content warnings for the game. There are a lot of them, folks. And keep in mind that this is a branching narrative game, so we may not encounter all of these content warnings, but they are... common phobias, death and dying, horror themes, mental health and trauma, sound effects, violence, children in peril, flashing, glitching, we're doing a lot of that right now, gross food, substance abuse, swearing, and unreality, which we're doing some of right now as well. If you follow the link, you can see more detailed content warnings, which may contain spoilers. But again, branching narrative, we might not encounter everything. The other thing I'm going to throw in the chat really quick is that there is a dramatis personae
that's there are a lot of people in
created and kept as we go along, and it's probably going to need to be updated for creepy teeth ghost
Teethington.
Or whatever the heck we're calling him.
Teethington bottomley smile.
And rotating ram's head thing. Those are technical terms. I'm really glad we don't have to voice those because that would be difficult.
Real quick, I'm going to refill my water,
okay.
And I would suggest those of you that need to do the same.
He's going to go hydrate. Do not dehydrate. I don't have a button for that one. I do not have a hydrate. Madoka, which mazes should be on the warning list? They may be in the detailed content warnings. I'm not sure, Ozzy, but thanks for letting me know. Maybe Ducky can take a note, and we'll take a look a little bit later on. So I'm just gonna vamp for a minute while he goes and gets a refill because he drank.
Vamping is at an end.
Okay, I tried.
Oh, please vamp away.
Vamp around.
Vamp around.
Vamp around. Okay. There we go, Hawkeye. Great. The more detailed content warning spoiler, so references to a hanging.
Yeah, I think we may have had some of that imagery already, too.
Yeah, there's been some of that imagery already. But this section is a little intense. Mm-hmm. So please do check out the content warnings if you need to. And if this is a bit much for you, it's just fine, and feel free to step away or come back to the VOD or do whatever it is you need to do. So we are going to tab on over to the game now.
And put our headphones
and put in our headphones.
As we descend into hell. Or at the very least, the basement.
Alrighty. That's not a problem, Hopkai. Yes, help yourself if you want to do that. Okay. That's the wrong button. Here we go. That's not too loud for you. Alright. We've got the music. Should be properly balanced. I'm going to sneeze. Please excuse me. There we go. All right.
Hell's Basement, just below Hell's Kitchen. Surprisingly nice.
Really?
Yeah. No.
I don't know. Have you been to Hell's Kitchen? I think I've walked through Hell's Kitchen just once, but that was it. How are we doing on sound balance, everybody? I've got that down nice and quiet, so hopefully we should be good to go. Alrighty. I don't want to load the game in. It's scary. So, let's briefly do our recap. We went to... it is time for fear.
Time for fear.
We went to investigate the ghost haunting. We rocked up with our full posse. We found the blood stain in the bedroom.
And the trapdoor.
And then we found the trapdoor. And then Stella, bless her heart, decided she was going to open the trapdoor. And we fell sideways into something. I don't really know what. We are having an altered state experience, is I think the way I'm going to describe it.
That's a good one.
Which seems to be, pardon me, some ghost in this environment. Sealed trapdoor, that's a good qualifier. Some ghost acquainted with this area, trying to explain the events or give context to the events that surround the mine's collapse in the town. Yeah, Charlie Jr. seems to be our point of view, so we think it's who the ghost actually is. Oh, Sarah, I'm really sorry. No, walk home quicker. It seems to be we're having an experience from the point of view of a child who was the child of the parents of the owner of the mine, who were being run out of town when the mine collapsed. Then we skipped forward into another portion where the ghost was talking to Charlie, obviously older, because he was expressing romantic interest.
And there was an explanation for
someone.
There was an intimation of a curse.
And there was an intimation of a curse, and that she was unable to leave the town, or he was unable to leave the town?
It was definitely she. There was a line about you could drag her over the town limits and it still wouldn't work.
Right. And we don't know what that's about. So it may be that there are a conflation of events occurring that are leading to the various situations. And that would be very Scooby-Doo, wouldn't it? I need to stop yelling. I'm very sorry. It's been a long day. It's been a bank holiday weekend last weekend, so it's been a Tuesday.
Which is also a Wednesday.
That's also a Wednesday, and I've been doing a lot of work, and we're tired.
And it feels like a Thursday, so.
And now we have to go do the spookies. So, here we go, everybody.
Head down, eyes closed, can't lose.
Not quite that bad. But we are about to load in the spooks. Here we go.
Just keep walking.
Look at this. Petra, Wednesday.
Okay.
The music's going to change. Here we go. Oh gosh, I'd forgotten this. Oh, I hear...
Bees.
I hear insects.
Yeah.
Maybe flies. By the way, there have been lots of options for us to take longer dialogue options. We've tried to abbreviate things because we know for a fact that the humans being possessed by the ghost to communicate are in pain, and we don't want to prolong that. Stella. It's gonna jump up at me. It's gonna jump up at me. It's gonna jump up at me. Oh, okay, good. No. Interesting.
Where the hell did that come from?
Oh, we forgot to talk about the part where we got rescued by Wayne.
Yes, just as things got very bad because a large scribble with teeth kept getting closer to us, and we're pretty sure that's the ghost that is communicating to us through our friends.
I'm calling him Mr. Teeth. That's
yeah,
my name.
Mr. Teeth. The exact moment where it looked like things were about to assume very much the shape of pear. Wayne opened a trapdoor behind the moon, came out and explained that we really should stay in the house because it's safe there. But that girl kept threatening our safety and that this wouldn't be allowed to stand. So he basically threatened Stella.
And we are not standing for it.
And as a result, his friendship with Wayne ended.
Well,
terrifying, blood-soaked, mucusy friendship with Wayne kind of suspended at the very least.
It is strained. The relationship is strained. Mr. Teeth, forgotten brother of Dr. Teeth of Electric Mayhem fame. High five. High five me. There we go.
When can I play?
No.
In the band?
No.
Not today, baby. Start the car.
Okay, let's go on. We're going to go with the key and eye option here. So Wayne is connected to the ditchlings. He knew something about them. If I also remember correctly, he curb stomped
a ditchling.
Wasps? No. Wasps are, I'll see you in hell, you tell them I sent you. I don't like wasps. Bad. I don't know anything about that, and I don't care to find out. But if that gets you to stop engaging him in conversation, then sure, he's connected to the ditchlings, and he's super evil and bad, and talking to him will curse you. What does she know? Or whatever it is those things are supposed to do. She knows something. She totally knows something. Killer clowns from outer space. God, that was an adventure.
Oh.
No!
Oh, this is not right. The two of you step out from the brush and into a long wooden corridor lined by bottles and rails. Look at the painting. And something is... Mr. Teeth is trying to climb in through the hole in the roof.
I see a lot of things here. All right, we're going to just pause for a second. Zach. So, that is horrible and creepy. I hear cows? Or pain?
It's flies. It's flies or it's moans.
And we have Mr. Teeth up here.
Yeah.
The portrait has definitely got eyes, and the facial expression is modifying. Oh. And there's an individual in this bed.
I'm guessing it's Zach, judging by the hair. And the hat.
Yeah. And there's a ditchling sitting right there, and there's another one up here. Oh, man. Wasn't that guy from the library run out of town on a rail? That is correct, Kazika. He was.
Look at all the rails.
So he was the one who was in charge of and owned the mine, and the town decided he was responsible for the mine collapse. And literally, the process of running somebody out on a rail is lynching. It's basically where mob justice decides they're going to get rid of somebody, and they tied him to a railroad track and picked it up and took it out of town. So this is continuing in the motif of we are learning more about the history of the town.
Mm-hmm.
And Grim, I'm with you. Our current operating theory is that the Scarlets, i.e. Tabitha and Petra's family, may have actually been responsible for it and placed the blame on him or contributed. It's all becoming very, very blurred. And be prepared, because I have a feeling a person possessed by Mr. Teeth back there is about to pop up on the screen and emote
If
at
it's
us.
a dude, I'll do him, so you rest your voice.
Okay. I think I'm okay. Thank you.
A figure rises to attention, blocking your way.
It's our Scooby-Doo. I'm afraid he doesn't have long. If there's anything you need to say to him, I'd say it now. These are the people with us on the ghost hunt, being possessed by Mr. Teeth.
They are aware of what's happening to them.
They are in pain.
Oh. As Zane is swept away, the room pulls itself to you, and you find yourself looming over a deathbed. Oscar lies in its center, looking pitifully small.
Not Oscar. I'm going to turn the music down a little bit because that is painful.
Teeth is outside.
He's right here.
He's also on the other side of the room. Hand on the window.
Yeah. Well, this was a corner. Look at all the ditchlings. He looks very, 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 very sad. He sounds in pain.
I'm sorry, boy. Sorry I let my troubles drive your mama away. Sorry those troubles mean I'm leaving you all alone now.
So this is Charles Jr.'s father.
Yeah.
Who drank himself to death, it looked like.
Yeah.
Drove your mama away as well. Oh, man. The face in the mirror. I don't see a face in... This is the window here. I don't want to play along. I don't want to prolong people's pain. I want to make observations.
This is the function Kenai has, yeah.
So Oscar is Charles Sr. Yeah, Charles Shaw Sr. You should probably know about him by now. Everyone in Scarlet Hollow knows about him. But they don't know about his son. What do you know about Charles Jr.? Yeah, that's a good question to ask. Because now what I'm wondering is if Scarlet Hollow, the town, and the Scarlet family in particular, didn't know that Charles Shaw had a son.
Yeah.
They ran him out of town.
Yeah.
She left him.
That's very gothic.
Let's ask. What do you know about Charles Jr.? As much as you do. I didn't even know there was a Charles Jr. until tonight. So that supports our theory. Besides, the ghost is filling us in on more than enough of his life story. I'm sure we'll both be experts on everything Charles Jr. by the time this is over. If it ever ends.
Damn it, Junior. How many times do I have to tell you? I tried to stop it from happening, but that damn snake Enoch went behind my back.
Who's in? Oh. Oh, what bullshit. I kind of want to hear it talk. That's what we're here to do. Let it talk.
You quietly wait and let the spirit continue. You're right. I've been using that excuse for too many years. At a certain point, a man has to accept when he has dug his own grave. They may have run me out, but they didn't put the bottle in my hand. Still, they destroyed our legacy, boy. Both our names are cursed with that history. I'll be dead and gone soon, but I won't be able to rest.
Okay.
Not until our name is cleared. Not until you can pass on this name with pride. This is my only request, Charlie. Go back there. Tell people the truth. Try to find proof. I don't know what you'll have to do, but please.
Oh, boy.
I know I've not been the best father, but I'm no murderer.
This is a good question. Do you think that's why he was getting close with Edwardine? Oh, I don't know. I guess it's possible. But it doesn't look like it panned out.
Oh, crap, I just figured something out. Damn it, boy, I may not have till the morning. Promise me. Promise you'll go back. And at the very least show that Enoch bastard what for.
What's your theory?
That's a minor. Look at the face. Look at the single light. That's not an eye, that's a lamp.
Oh. I can't say yes to that.
Nope, and you can't say no.
It does look a bit like a miner's helmet if it slid over.
You watch as Oscar's body seizes and falls through the sheets, taking the rattling pile of bottles with him.
This ghost is so full of it.
Always comes back to the mine. Your cousin steps forward and disappears through the hole left in the bed, leaving you to follow.
Well, kind of wish I had another choice here, but I don't really think I do. Tabitha's just not buying any of it, is she?
Nope.
Well...
You find yourself pressed uncomfortably against a trellis. A small castle sits off to one side of the wall, and the bars of a prison loom over both all of it and all of you.
So we'll take a second and look at the scene here. Yeah.
That's a small castle.
And there's Mr. Ram's head sitting on a horse, unicorn. He's got a sword, look.
And there's Toothy McGee.
Here's Toothy. We've got one ditchling here, another here. Avery. That's...
Climbing up the trellis again. How very Romeo and Juliet of you. No need to run off. I won't tell the old man. Though you've gotten slobby, you should try to be more careful if you don't want him putting you in an early grave.
So is Avery playing Edwardine?
Sounds like it.
And we're still from the POV of Charles Jr. So,
also, Avery is huge now.
Or the perspective pays no attention.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the castle walls coming in at an angle here. So I think what's going on here is this is the perspective of Charles Jr., who's in love with or trying to court Edwardine, who's trapped in her family house or something. Thanks for the pointers,
strange and new friend.
I like keen eyes. Are the bars metaphorical or are they real? You keep asking me things like I know any better than you do. We're both seeing the same rooms. Yeah. You grew up here. I just thought you might recognize stuff. It's not like this is exactly what the real world looks like, is it? How am I supposed to recognize anything when it's all messed up like this? For all we know, none of this even happened. She's so hip deep in River in Egypt, isn't she? She's just completely in denial. And even if any of this did happen, who's to say this is even close to an accurate interpretation? We're watching the memories of a dead man.
No, not one of her brothers. I'm a prisoner, another victim of the Scarlet's lies. Like you, Charles Shaw.
Not one of her brothers. I don't follow that line, okay?
Yeah, it's a good spot, Petty. That does look like a mausoleum.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh!
Is this what's in the Forbidden Wing?
I too hate the Sorglets, except for lovely Edwardine. Please tell me of their secrets and lies. I like this. It's a good question, but I don't want to piss off Tabitha. But I think this is a safer way of going about it. Tabitha, does our family have a history of locking folks up in some sort of rich people dungeon? What a ridiculous question. Of course not. I think I would know if our family had a history of imprisoning human beings in the estate. Is that a thing people actually do?
Narrator, yes it is, and yes she does.
Okay, Tabitha, what's in the Forbidden Wing? You and I are going to have words later.
A mere generation makes no difference. His blood runs in your veins, does it not? And now it runs in hers.
His blood runs in your veins.
Charles Shaw.
And now it runs in hers. So who is hers? Does Charles Shaw also have a daughter? Incesty.
Yes, it seems your little trysts bore fruit. And oh, will you ever be in trouble when the old man finds out?
Yeah, it sounds like Charles and Edwardine had a daughter.
Tabitha's eyes go wide. And here we go.
Yeah. Fruit as in... Shh! Let it talk.
Oh, Tabby.
I think this might be important.
You know you don't have to keep dangling there. Come inside. You'll be able to hear me through the door. Just fine.
That's what I'm starting to get worried about. I have a feeling that we may be descendants of the combined Shaw-SCARLET line.
Welcome to the Crimes of History. Da-da-da-da-da. Oh, fudge. The world around you swirls, and you and Tabitha find yourselves pulled to the other side of the wall. A door bound by countless locks and chains pulsates before you.
Isn't that the door in the Forbidden Wing that we went and looked at?
Yeah,
in her house?
Sure. Yeah, pretty sure it is. Mm-hmm.
Tabitha, you got some splaining to do. Yes, I do believe that is the forbidden place in Tabitha's house.
Didn't Dustin's mom say something about how an asshole had moved into the green room and thrown her out?
Wasn't that the greenhouse in the garden?
Yes.
I thought. Oh my.
Okay.
Let's follow standard procedure. Take a look.
We got...
Behold all the ditchlings. Behold Mr. Teethy over here.
Teethy Magoo.
Look, the contrast is much better here. It's a mining helmet on its side.
Yeah.
Look. See, you can see the brim of the helmet there. It is. It's a skull with a mining hat on the side. Ooh, very well done. Very well done, artists. Very well done. And this door with all the locks ain't gonna stop Crapolinzy. Dustin would tell you in the first chapter that one more human lives in the mansion. Dustin Mom would fight Mr. Teeth and win. Absolutely. Oh, Tabitha, we're about to learn a lot of very scary, scary things. I'm going to save really quick as well. There we go. Oh, gosh. This is definitely supposed to be the estate, but I can't tell how much of this is real and how much of this is metaphor. Stop talking. We might miss something.
That's not what I invited you in for. I couldn't escape even with your help. I merely wanted to offer a warning. Leave town now.
Why does everybody keep telling us to leave?
Well, deuces, I'm out. Tabitha, lose my number. I actually kind of I wish I could.
This town is definitely cursed. I wish I could, or should we just listen? Remember what Tabitha said, just listen. Yeah. Let's listen.
You maintain your silence. You can't take her with you. It's not possible. You can always stay and die. But if I were you, I would use my healthy legs and run as far away from Scarlet Hollow as possible.
Having another theory. It may not be us. Yeah, I'm with you, Ducky. That's an interesting adjective choice for the legs, right? Definitely curious about that. But I'm developing another theory. Yeah. I don't think we have Avery's character here anymore.
We don't.
Avery's no longer here. It's just Mr. Teeth.
They're being used as a mouthpiece for something.
I can't get over it. It's not us. It's Stella. Stella, whose parents died in a car accident trying to leave town. That would be horrible. Stella, who never went to college.
That would be horrible.
Reese is not in a wheelchair.
Wheelchair-bound.
Reese is emaciated and wasting away to nothing.
I hear the beaches are nice. Why don't you take a permanent vacation there?
Should we try the play along?
Let's try to play along.
I wish I could.
You've been talking to the witch, then. How very interesting.
Tabitha talked to the old woman in town.
Didn't she?
About a tea. And us saying, I wish I could.
Oh, God.
Charlie, get away from the door. Don't listen to it.
There are two.
Hold on.
There are two.
Hold on. I hate seeing poor zombie Gretchen. Charlie, get away from the door. So if this is still Charles Jr., then Stella's currently playing the part of his mother, telling him to get away from something that's in the door of their house.
And talking to them.
Stella? Eddie.
So Stella's being possessed by Edwardine.
Let's just remain silent, I think. I think there's something that's got to be acted out that we need to watch. I really want to talk to Stella. This is very in character. But I don't want to rush the ghost and, like, not giving us clues. So if she's Edwardine, we're not... Our POV is not Charles Jr. at this point, is it?
It has to be. She specifically says, Charlie, get away from them.
Yeah. Okay, let's listen. You maintain your silence. How does it know that? Oh, gosh! She got pulled away. And it's gone now, too.
And it's daylight for the first time in a while.
This is just too much. I want to go home. Do you feel sick? I feel sick.
It may be time to have the talk. I would go with either, are we related to Charlie? Or...
Hold on.
Or that.
Yeah. I think we should ask this. I think we should ask if we're related to Charlie. Are we related to Charlie? No. And I know that for a fact. Even if we can trust what we've seen here, I'm sure Grandma Eddie just miscarried or something, right?
We're absolutely related to Charlie.
Yeah, we're absolutely related to Charlie. Thanks,
Tabitha. Big help.
Come on. The quicker we get through this, the quicker we'll be out of this ghost place. Hopefully. Yeah, she has no way to be sure.
You and Tabitha walk after Stella and into the darkness. Great. Oh, beans. You and your cousin find themselves crouched under a large table. Stella stares through you as indecipherable murmurs and shuffling feet echo from the ends of the table. Ditchlings, theatre.
We're under a kitchen table.
A lamb.
Yeah.
It's a helmet.
It's a helmet on top. Oh, like it got crushed into his...
Uh-huh.
Because why wouldn't there be puppets, right? Exactly. Exactly. And yeah, he really is getting closer every freaking time. Oh, man. Why is she holding one of her shoes?
She's not. It's just how she's sitting.
Okay. Oh, I don't know why, but this feels so much worse than the last room.
Yap. Yap. Yap.
They're so lovely. Are you sure I can keep one? You must have worked very hard on them. So is this... Let's try this. We've got to be near the end, right? That music is the same song that started playing when Stella first showed up. Charlie the Puppet Maker. Symbolism much. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think you're right. What a creepy scene to end things on. I can't believe that ghost is making Stella humiliate herself by doing a baby voice. It's embarrassing. I'm just going to keep using the creepy ghost voice. I'll try to keep it away from my brothers so they don't smash it. Though I wish I could make it move like you can. Are we still Charlie?
That's what I'm taking as.
Keep it away from my brothers. So, if... So this is when Charlie's a child.
Yeah.
So this is them back in Scarlet Hollow before Dad was run out on a rail. Yeah. Okay. I'm just trying to place it in chronology.
That's a really good spot, Duck Pond.
Yeah.
Teeth holding his hands like that.
Edward had one brother who...
died in World War One. They fell in love as kids. Yeah, that tracks.
And you can even do the voices. You know, you could probably make real money if you put on a show for people. So, is this Charlie and Edwardina meeting as children?
I think it might be. That would make sense. We finish at the start. Dang, even Possessed Stella is out here trying to monetize hobbies. Mood.
That's the plan, and maybe you can come with me. We can both avoid the horrible things that are going to... Yeah.
I actually like... So, do we have a plan?
I like this.
Mm-mm.
Oh, so that's why everyone's been moving so weirdly while they've been possessed, right? He's got a thing with puppets. He sure does. A traveling show, and you want me there too? Oh, we could go to all the towns along the beach. I've heard the Outer Banks are the most beautiful place in the world. So all these two kids wanted to do was run away, fall in love, and get to the beach. Boy, did that not go well for them.
Oh, boy.
I wish we could go back in time all those years ago and tell them what we know. Me too. Thank you, Charlie. I've always wanted to see the ocean. Ugh. You can see the tiniest shimmer of tears in Tabitha's eyes. She blinks.
Oh, she knows.
They're gone. Well, it's sad. It's affecting. There. Are you done now, Charlie? Can we leave?
Everything crashes to a thunderous black before you or Tabitha get in another word.
Thanks for that, Tabitha. Oh, crap on it.
Fuck.
Oh, my... Bad!
Oh, fuck you. A single spotlight remains, illuminating a trapdoor in the center of the stage. You feel drawn to it.
Nasty. I wonder if there's actually a stage somewhere in the town. Yeah, I'm with you, Triffids. Strangely, I don't feel drawn. That's okay, thanks. These are explore options, so they won't advance. The trap door. Are we back in Rosalina's room? We must be. Which one of us is going to open it? I'm going to say I'm scared. I'm scared. Well, I'm not.
It creaks open all on its own.
I have no idea what's about to happen, folks. Just to warn everybody. But the music is building. Like Magnus style building. Yeah. I'm like... Oh, God. This is so much worse than opening it ourselves.
You and Tabitha are shoved from behind and tumble through the hatch. You're a dick, Charlie.
I don't know if that was Charlie. Might have been Wayne.
Back in the mine. I took some digging, but it's there.
Okay. Pause. There's about to be... Okay. People are saying there may be about to be violence to follow, but I want to pause for a second. That is the second seal we've seen. The center of it was the ram's head motif.
Yep.
The one in the mine was different.
This is under the library.
This is the one under the library. I will bet you money there is one behind the door in the old Civil War field hospital.
Yeah.
That may be chapter 4.
Pretty sure.
So here's Charlie.
Note the art change again as well.
Yep.
The map was right.
Is that Edwina?
Yep. That means there's hope, Eddie. Whatever it is that Enoch did, we can undo it.
Okay, she has got a baseball bat behind her back, folks. Content warning, all right? I'm gonna take a sec. I'm gonna sip my drink. I'm gonna give us all a moment. Mind how Charlie's in black and white like Mr. Teeth was, and notice again, we're not seeing his eyes or the top of his head, just the lower part of his head. So why is she stopping him?
Because she's cursed. Whatever it was that Enoch did, we can undo it. It's possible she's not acting under her own will.
But Enoch's her father, isn't it?
But all the phraseology we've heard, you could drag her across the town limits and it wouldn't make any difference. All the stuff about how you have to deal with it before you can ever be happy. She's locked here.
Or maybe Enoch's heirs are vessels and he can possess them.
And maybe that's why Tabitha's terrified.
Maybe.
We can be happy together.
Okay, that word did not complete.
I know.
I'm telling the chat this. Content warning. We're about to have some violence. Oh, there's his eyes.
Eddie?
She's crying. Oh, God. I'm actually going to be sick this time.
What are we writing down?
Did that scene get created after brutal pipe murder ?
And yeah, that was Mr. Teeth's silhouette.
Yeah. Explains the caved-in skull shape.
Yep.
Yep. There we go.
Your cousin violently heaves into the void, but nothing comes up.
So maybe Charlie's stuck here because he was violently murdered by what we now think may be our grandfather. So we need that map that Charlie thought would fix everything.
I'm guessing that's chapter 5.
There's nothing here. This place is completely empty. Here comes Wayne.
I'd go with the keen eye option up top.
Yeah. Did you see the tear running down her cheek? She was conflicted. I didn't, but that's a good point. This whole thing isn't very fair, you know. We only saw one side of the story. Isn't only one side of the story what the Scarlets have been giving since 1918? History's told by the victors.
Maybe Charlie just sucked.
Yeah. I don't want to say that's rich because she'll take it personally. Isn't only one side of the story what the Scarlets have been giving since 1918? Shut up. Fuck.
Oh my God.
doing that game. Oh, what now? Sweetheart, do you see where you're standing?
This is a courtroom.
This is a courtroom. That is not where you want to be standing. Oh, man. Hold on. Is it just glasses reflection? Is that why? Yeah, it's glasses.
It's just
reflection.
glasses.
Okay.
You can see Gretchen's eyes.
Oh. Yeah. Now we see his whole face. All right, I'm saving. Always save before the courtroom drama. Do you repent? Do you repent for your crimes?
You gotta let this go, man. Get over it.
That's the only thing I can truthfully say.
Yeah. I'm sorry you died.
Yeah. I'm not selling Tabitha out. OMG, no.
No, Tabitha's going to sell herself out any second now.
Yes, she is. I'm sorry you died. Don't answer it.
You must answer for the crimes committed by your scarlet blood.
That's not how any of this works. Are you kidding me? I hate it here. I hate it here so much.
Until you do, I cannot die.
Why?
Because Tabitha's the heir in charge of the mine. Tabitha is Enoch's literal blood, and given that she is your cousin, my guess is she is Enoch's literal direct descendant blood.
Until you repent, I cannot die.
Also speaks to the idea that Enoch had occult knowledge, and this is a curse, one that could only be broken
or it's just an angry ghost that can't move on until it's put its business to rest. It doesn't necessarily have to be the curse. Remember, the curse, as far as we can tell, affects the Scarlets. It's why they can't leave. But him being murdered by a Scarlet and not being able to rest doesn't necessarily follow.
It's very lawyery. I appreciate it.
I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. There's a combo of special trait and dialogue option that leads to a very interesting courtroom scene. Okay, you have to tell me all about that later. See, that's the problem, Stitch, is we're starting to get enough evidence that Edward Dean and Charles had a child, and therefore it may be a combination of you are both Enoch and Charles's descendants. That it's a mixed bloodline now. Oh, I want to die. Please. I have been alone in the dark for so long. Oh, now I feel sorry for him. All I ask is for some of your years.
Oh, God.
No. No, no, no. To pay for the years that were taken from me.
Oh, God.
Buddy, you taking from me... No, no, no. Yeah, right, KP? How does more life let you die? No, we're not doing sacrifice. What? What are you saying? My life was stolen from me. Who's Alexis? Oh,
Rosalina's friend.
Rosalina's friend.
I want some of yours.
It's only fair. No. 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 It is absolutely not fair. You've got to be kidding me. Neither of us had anything to do with what happened to you.
The sins of the father.
Are to be laid upon the children. One of you must forfeit. It doesn't matter which. Bullshit! These are both explore options.
Take them.
I don't understand. You will live a shorter life.
And I will finally be satisfied.
I will have justice. I will finally die. I will leave this house at last. This house. Does he mean
he's buried
Rosalina's
under the house?
Yeah.
He's buried under the house.
How much shorter would my life be? Ooh, you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You aren't seriously entertaining this thing, are you? That isn't for you to know.
Fuck you.
Just as it wasn't for me to know. One day, sooner than you'd like, you will die. And we were coming to this. And if we refuse, then prepare for jump scare.
I will stay. I will stay until I get what I am owed.
The sentence has been handed down. That's the main theme song.
Yep.
Make your choice.
What the shit?
I hope I didn't come too late.
They're all back. Look at them. They're all back.
She came down the steps.
Yep.
And their eyes are all back.
This is about to go to end credit.
Yes, it is. Mom? All of you had better get out of here before the spirit regains its composure. This is certainly a strong one, isn't it? Don't worry about the others. They're safe. I got your call, Tabitha, but it was definitely not easy getting down here.
Fuck's sake, Tabby.
Why did Tabitha call Sybil?
It was the call she made from in here. It's connected to the tea. It's connected to all of this. Tabitha has had an inkling of what's going on much, much earlier than everyone else.
Get us out. Sorry, wrong voice. Get us out of this pit, Sybil. Tabitha, I don't think it's wise to leave something like this where anyone could stumble across it. Why is that my problem? It wants something, doesn't it? And I think you know which of you should volunteer. Ooh. You must be joking. Yeah, Sybil. Look, she's in slippers. Look at this.
She's in her jammies.
You're the eldest cousin. You're the one who actually lived in this town. It's only right. Absolutely not. We should just leave. I'm not giving in to the demands of some dead guy.
Notice you can't volunteer. None of your options are, I'll do it.
Yeah. Do I agree with Sybil that Tabitha should be the one to handle this?
I think the neutral one is I'm not leaving before I put this thing to rest.
I'm picking one of these two options.
Assuming Tabitha's still alive in 10 minutes, she's going to kind of hate you if you go with the top one. Would be my instinct.
I think this is the best option.
Yeah, it gives her space to make the call herself.
Yeah.
And she knows. She's known since she came down here that something like this is on the way.
Ozzy, I'm exactly asking that exact question. Have a good one, Sarah. Thanks for joining us. Which is, how the hell did our mom get out of town?
Did she die early? Did she pay this kind of price?
Did she not actually leave?
Did she not actually leave?
All right, let's go with this one. I'm not leaving before I put this thing to rest, Tabby.
You take a step towards the spotlight. As you move forward, Tabitha's hand is on your shoulder.
But if our mom paid this thing off, why is it still here?
Yeah.
Petra, what are you doing? Oh.
I actually really
there's so many good options here.
I really like our family ruined Charlie's life. It's only we have a responsibility to do what's right.
We have explore options, so let's use those first. What if someone walks into the annex and gets stuck in this labyrinth of impossible rooms?
Hey, Rebesco, it's all gone very pear-shaped indeed.
It's gone very, 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 very pear-shaped. This is a good time just to remind everybody of... I don't know what's coming next, so they're... Just a reminder of the content warnings. Then we'll close up the library. It might just go away on its own. Who knows? Why give up something like years of your life to some ghost who might not even be telling the truth? Yeah. This is another explore option. Where are Oscar and Rosalina going to live if I don't do this? Is that what you're worried about? Good God. Don't give up years of your life just for somebody's rental. I own properties. I can let them rent from me. Oh, this girl needs to learn responsibility.
And she's going to learn it good and hard.
She is just hip deep in a river in Egypt. She's completely and utterly in denial. She is like so privileged and bottled up. I'll even throw in a discount. Tabitha.
I really like a family ruined Charlie's life. We have a responsibility to make things right.
Yeah. I take responsibility so that, even if she doesn't, yeah. I like the idea of talking about taking responsibility. Our family ruined Charlie's life. We have a responsibility to make things right. Sybil is right here. Please don't do this.
You wordlessly step into the spotlight. Wow.
I don't know if there's a way to make Tabitha do it. This is really cleverly done. Oh.
For the first time in what feels like hours, the earth around you feels solid, real, but also soft.
We just got 2 achievements. For the sins of the father are laid at the feet of the children.
You feel it pressing in on all sides, cold and growing tighter by the second as the soil settles. Literally clearing our way out of a grave.
Great,
cool.
Thanks.
Your arms tear at the earth until they break through into the air. Absolutely look back behind you. As you gasp for breath, you take a look into the pit behind you. He died on the sigil.
And it's that's
him.
Look. Thanks, Hawkeye.
Charlie's mummified remains stare up at you, sad and broken, at the bottom of the pit. You're only able to maintain your gaze for a moment before exhaustion overwhelms you. With the last of your strength, you hoist yourself from the pit and collapse on the floor. You feel like death.
No, no. Petra, what happened to you? You look awful. Good choice of shirt.
Yeah, resonant.
It's done, Tabitha. If you have any regrets, keep them to yourself.
That is where Sybil and I differ. You try and think of words to say, but you're still delirious from what happened, and you struggle to form coherent thoughts.
Come along, Petra. Let's get you home. Yeah, good point, Stitch. I think it is a good question for Enoch.
You quietly walk towards the stairs. Tabitha rushes to your side to give you a shoulder to lean on as you walk.
Or maybe they're the reason for it.
You're outside. It's real this time.
But look...
No ditchlings.
But look at the filter of our vision. Look at this, like, how our peripheral vision has faded. Like the colors are muted. Like our eyes are tired. No ditchlings.
The cool breeze chills you deeper than it should, and you realize just how drained you feel. Your legs are heavier, harder to lift as you make your way down the steps of the library, your lungs wheezing as if you've run a marathon.
Oh, God, the idea that Tabitha brought us to town on purpose.
Yeah.
That's something we need to explore.
You can almost feel how pale your face has become, your lips dry and thin, your hands almost trembling with the effort of raising them to your face as you trace the new lines and furrows that have formed there.
I'm gonna go wait by the car. Just let me know when you're ready to go home.
Your cousin walks off before you get the chance to respond. I'm gonna peace out too. Back-to-back encounters with my own mortality. Got a lot to ponder.
So they remember?
Everything. They seem to remember everything.
God, that's horrible.
See you, Rosalina. See you, Alexis. Zane walks off down the road.
Where is Oscar?
Where's Kanika?
Where's Kanika? I'm so sorry. I wasn't there for you earlier in the night. I had no idea what y'all were planning to do. How are we supposed to know it would be like that?
That is the first time Kanika and her mom have been on the same side of the screen.
Oh. Things have been strange around town, sweetie. Now's not the time to be poking around in the supernatural. I thought you learned that lesson yesterday. But magic isn't real. I mean, it's not supposed to be. God, that hurt. Everything is so...
Kanika stops. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Stops mid-sentence as she realizes what's happened to you.
Oh my God, Petra. Poor thing.
My bones weren't meant to bend like that. I'm gonna be hurting for a few days, at least. Petra, did you...
Oh, I'm really tempted.
Do it. Do it.
Just taking responsibility for something that should have been dealt with decades ago.
Is our house safe?
There's nothing there now. Petra took care of it.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I had no idea. It had never been like that before.
Safe as houses.
So that really happened then. That ghost really did take away years of your life.
I'm afraid so. Everything in this world has a price. And those years were unfortunately what it took to put that spirit to rest. I can't believe Tabitha let you do that. It's outrageous! If anyone should have paid a price to put that ghost to rest, it should have been her.
Yeah. Yeah, it should.
I don't think I disagree with you. You don't even live here. You're barely even a Scarlet. It's just... Ugh, it's just so unfair.
My God, she's you.
Shush. She has much better fashion sense.
Hey, now.
I agree. It is unfair. But I did my best to sway her, and what's done is done. There's no use dwelling on things. Kanika takes a deep breath and sighs. You know, Petra, the salt and pepper look is good on you. Maybe this isn't all bad. Kanika. Sorry, just trying to be positive. Stella's way better at that. Is she okay? I was wondering the same thing. We just saw a ghost and she's standing off by herself. It'd be a normal reaction from anyone else who had just seen a ghost, but this is Stella we're talking about. I'm going to go talk to her. I'm going to go check in with her.
Your vision's clearing a little.
Not really.
I have never seen anything like what we saw tonight. Absolutely dreadful. And I don't think my dear Stella is having an easy time with it.
Oh, hey Petra. I'm so sorry I couldn't get you out of there sooner. I'm so sorry, Petra. I don't think I can talk right now, okay? I'll call you, okay?
She's crying, by the way.
Is she?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like she is.
She hurries off down the road. That seems fair, yeah.
I think she took the brunt of things in there. No wonder she's having a hard time right now. Should we go after her? She's a strong girl. She's had to grapple with a lot of turmoil in her life. She can handle an evening like this. And nobody here should be rushing after anyone right now. I.e., leave Tabitha alone, too. That goes doubly for you, Kanika. We don't want that cold of yours to get any worse. You'd better not get any ideas either, Petra. You need time to recover.
Look at all the explore options.
Were you all conscious that whole time?
Everyone glances at each other, though none of them technically gave any of their years away. You can see how exhausted they are, how unsettled.
Yeah.
It was awful. Kind of fun, too. But mostly awful. I'm pretty sure we remember everything, at least up until Sybil showed up and snapped us out of it. I can't believe I let Rosalina go in there. How could I have been so careless? After everything she went through in the last day, how could I have let this happen?
You couldn't have known what was going to happen, Oscar. None of us could have known. Don't blame yourself.
I'd seen it before. I should have known it could get worse. I shouldn't have let Rosalina come down with us.
Dad, what did I tell you? Stop blaming yourself. You couldn't have stopped me. If you tried, we were just going to sneak in after you. Yeah, Rosalina was going to make us go in there no matter what. You didn't put a ghost in our house. This is not on you.
They're such good kids.
Yeah. I know you both had a difficult time of this, but the storm is past. Things will start getting better from here. Do any of you know who you were supposed to be? No idea.
The words just came out. There was no context. Nothing. But there was a weird feeling. Like an overwhelming guilt.
I was so angry. I was mostly just scared. I didn't feel any of those things. I felt... I don't know how to describe it. I felt powerful.
Oh, hello. I was just cold.
Avery and Kanika's people were hardest to identify. I wonder if that's not an accident. Yeah! There's other people involved.
I also wonder whether we get a bit of a Jean Grey situation going on here. Kanika is the daughter of a woman who is very clearly extremely supernaturally gifted.
Yeah.
I wonder if this was an awakening moment.
I'm not going to ask what it was like being puppeted. No. That's rude. I ran into Wayne in one of those rooms, and he vaguely threatened Stella if I kept poking around. Wait, are you serious? Should we be worried about her?
He's not harmless. I think, of course we should be, is probably quite a good response in this instance.
Of course we should be. I'll make sure Stella knows what's going on.
There was someone else in there, but that's my house. Rosalina and I live there.
Did he say anything else to you? We don't need to trouble Petra for any details. No one pay any mind to that man.
Who drops by Sybil's house.
He's just a drifter. He'll be gone soon enough. He's a ghost. In the meantime, steer clear and he won't make trouble. There was another carving in there. I wonder if those things are being tied to everything supernatural that's been happening. Yeah, I wonder, 1 is a coincidence, but 2 on back-to-back nights?
I'm sorry, I'm a little lost. Have you been finding carvings around town? This is news to me too.
I'm sure everyone here could stand around theorizing about this and that all night long. There'll be plenty of time for that tomorrow.
That old lady is laughing because she's remembering when she did this when she was their age.
Yes, exactly.
She's like, we're in the Scooby Gang phase. All right, okay.
Oh, do you hear the crickets?
Yeah.
Sun's coming up. No, I don't want to ask that. I guess I should head back with Tabitha.
And I should probably head back inside. It's starting to get chilly and there's still work to do to get Rosalina set up for the night.
Don't be a stranger. And let us know if you need anything, Oscar.
I will. Thank you. All of you. Again.
I believe it's time for me to get my daughter home as well. But, Kanika, dear, you haven't been feeling well. You need to get some rest. I'm very worried about Kanika not feeling well, having just visited Reese.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, we've had no mention of her cold in the previous 2 episodes.
That's correct. Kanika wearily treks back to the general store. Before I go, Sybil places a hand on your arm, holding you back for a moment. I'm sure you have questions after everything you saw tonight and about what's happened to you, but let's not get into it here. I think everyone could use a little rest, relaxation right now, yourself included.
Cool.
Stitch says
Thank
if you choose to spend time with Kanika instead of Stella early this episode, you find out she's got a cold. If you swing by the tea room sometime tomorrow, say early afternoon, you and I can have a little chat. I'll see you then, Petra. And thanks, chat, for letting us know. Sybil leaves you and catches up to her daughter. Poor Avery. You can't help but overhear snippets of their conversation as they leave. Keen Eye. I think next time I play, I want to be Keen Eye and Mystic.
Not Street Smart.
I know, but I would miss talking to animals.
I know.
I really would. My whole body hurts, Mom. What was that? And I want a better answer than a ghost. It was a spirit, dear. I've never been a fan of the word ghosts. You'll be alright. Let me get you some of that special tea. It's been working well, don't you think? I think ibuprofen would be better, but I gotta admit, the tea has been nice. I'll put the kettle on as soon as we get home.
I guess it's just the 2 of us now.
If you do book smarts and tell Stella you're a lawyer in chapter 1, chapter 3 takes an interesting turn. Oh God, when you're in the courtroom. Suppressing her powers? No. Maybe keeping her from manifesting her gift around a haunted town?
I have
so many questions!
I find it tremendously interesting that you have this 3-person-wide generation. Kanika, who has a cold and is on specialty. Tabitha, who is the heir of all the sins and is drinking tea from Sybil.
And Reese, who's being medicated by his mom.
Reese, who's being medicated. And Stella, who has been cauterized from the town. through the death of her parents. She barely interacts with anybody. She loves everyone, but she is so alone.
There's some sort of generational effect happening.
Something has deliberately, almost premeditatedly, maimed this generation in this town. I find it interesting we're left with Avery.
Yeah.
That was a pleasant surprise.
What do you remember?
As far as I know, all of it. I might start forgetting soon, but for now, it's all fresh. The twisting was not the most pleasant, but even though I feel like I got tossed in a blender, it honestly made me feel alive.
So you have no idea who you were? I could roughly place most of the others.
None whatsoever, but I remember everything I said. And I remember that cold feeling. A prisoner of the Scarlets. I wonder what your family was up to back then. I guess we can add it to the ever-growing pile of mysteries.
So you don't regret coming along tonight? They are very cute.
I can't believe you're the one being apologetic right now. These bruises are temporary, you know? Look, that was a horrible experience, and it will stick with me for the rest of my days. But it was also kind of amazing for that.
Very not pragmatic.
Stoic, almost.
Stoic's wrong. They're more open to experience. Open. Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, but how many other people can say they were possessed by a ghost?
Fair. I don't want to talk about shared trauma.
That seems dickish, yeah.
I'll see you around.
Yeah, I should probably get going. I'm supposed to have a shift tomorrow morning. I might have to call in sick. But here's hoping a good night's sleep is enough to heal up. And I hope you feel better soon. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. Avery heads off, leaving the square in front of the library empty. Time to wrap things up here.
I swear to God, if I have to deal with Tabitha.
As soon as you get into the car, the exhaustion of the night's events overwhelms you.
She's furious. Look at her face.
The ache in your bones becomes a dull throb as your body sinks into the seat and your eyelids pull shut as if weighted by lead sheets.
We're back. Do you need me to carry you inside?
That would be nice, actually. It hurts to be alive.
Dang. Was I asleep for the whole ride? You were. Now, come on. Let's get you to bed.
You're back inside. The chill of the night breeze is a little better here, but your legs are numb with exhaustion. No ditchlings, just horror.
Well, we're back. I have to imagine you want to get to bed. How did you know to call Sybil? Look at that guilty look on her face.
Straight to defensive, yeah.
Who else should I have called? The cops? I believe you've seen their competence on full display. Besides, I'm sure you've heard that old woman talk. If anyone in this town would have known how to deal with a ghost, it would have been her, right? Okay, I'm calling it here. You've got to get to bed. You look like death.
Interesting. We only get one option there. You find yourself unable to object.
Don't keep poking around looking for trouble. You just have to make it to the funeral. 4 more days. That's it. And then the bus comes. I want to see how she reacts.
Yeah.
You know, I don't have to leave the holler. I could get used to this place. You're delirious. Anyway, night. See you tomorrow.
Time to go to bed. You don't even notice yourself entering the guest room and falling into bed. Suddenly, you're just there, buried under your family's musty covers. Before your thoughts can drift away to nightmarish recollections of hours past, your phone buzzes on the nightstand.
Bet you it's Stella texting.
If Wayne is standing outside holding a boombox, I swear to God.
Hi. Sorry I ran off earlier. Wound up in a really bad headspace. I care about you so much. So sorry you got hurt in there. Just need some time to get a handle on things.
You are such a good person.
Sorry.
I actually...
Ooh. Leave her on red.
I actually kind of like, do you need to talk?
If I call her, she's not going to answer. I like the idea of, do you need to talk? Hang on a second. I want to go back through the dialogue real quick. Oh, no. Ooh. Oh, hey, what's this? I didn't even know this existed. Okay, I'll have to go back to this. I just wanted to see my diet. What does she say? Just need some time to get a handle on things.
Yeah, I think, do you want to talk? Not just calling her is probably a good play.
Yeah. Yeah, saving might be another good idea. Let's just... Stella's our romance option.
Yeah.
So this might be good too.
Yeah, either one of those would work for me.
I'm the sorry one. I let that ghost hurt you. You put your phone back on the nightstand.
It's Wednesday night. Nearly half a week has passed since you first arrived in town. A little over half a week remains until the bus comes to take you home. The spirit of Charles Shaw Jr. has been put to rest at the expense of unknown years of your life. The spectre of the night's events will linger over you for every day you have left, a grim reminder of the price you willingly paid for the crimes of a family you never met. Maybe it'll be easier in the morning. Maybe your joints will ache just a little less than they do now. Maybe you can still right the capsized ship of your now broken life.
Little grim.
Or maybe things will only get worse from here. This is the end of episode 3. Thank you so much for playing. We hope to have episode 4 released before the end of the year.
I got more accomplishments, and I didn't see what they were called. Maybe if I go to Steam, Steam will tell me. Steam! Tell me of my things! I don't know how to do that. It's the same damn song.
None of this is Stella's fault. All of this is your family's fault. And by extension, capitalism's fault. It is a very interesting experience. Playing this the same week we binge-watched the entirety of Severance Season 1, because a surprising amount of media right now is basically looking straight into camera going, it's not just that capitalism doesn't notice you, it hates you. Your suffering is the point, and you are fuel. And what other reading is there than the town owner going, well, I'm not taking years off my life.
I have so many questions. Stitch talking about, well, hey, if Sybil knew all of this, why hasn't Sybil done anything about it? I think the theory that Tabitha brought you to town to throw you under the bus is perfectly valid, given what we knew about Tabitha when we first met her.
Where she goes out of her way to be antagonistic, as someone pointed out in the chat. She goes out of her way to say, you're a terrible house guest when you arrive. There's absolutely a read of this, which is her psyching herself up to throw you under the bus.
Who is Wayne?
The thing I want to see in the 4th part, I want to see you get angry. And I also want to see people start to fucking level with you. My sincere hope is that there is a conversation with Sybil where you have the option to go, no, spill.
You were literally making the tea, now spill it.
Because the interesting flip side to everything that's just happened is you now have a massive bargaining chip. You have the moral high ground. Yeah. There is no conversation in this situation you can have which you can't finish with, I literally gave up years of my life to make people in this town's lives easier. So you're going to fucking tell me what I need to know.
Yeah, very much so. Folks, this is normally where we would do shenanigans, but we are rocking up on 12:30. This has been a very, very long stream. And the shenanigans we had planned was just more of the Scarlet Hollow Q&A. So I think maybe if we just take a few minutes and chat out some theories and then we'll call it a night.
Yeah.
That might be an easier way to do it. Yeah, I want to do so many different playthroughs now. I really want to do a Mystic playthrough and see what happens as a result.
Mystic is going to be really interesting. A Streetwise Kenai combination is going to be really interesting.
Yep.
And I think get you a lot of information really quickly. I'd be very curious to see a Mystic buff combo as well, because I can't lose sight of what this would be like if Duke was still alive.
There are so many different factors at play and so many combos we don't know. The ditchlings seem to be like a symptom, not
just what I was going to say. Yeah.
And they're just kind of getting in the way because other things are happening, and there's so many. There's like multiple sources that could be responsible for different causes. I mean, there's a ghost, but that doesn't necessarily have much to do with the seal that we've seen so far. We don't know why Reese is sick, and why is Sybil making tea for everyone in town, and what's it doing? And I know, Stitch. I know the alternative to Duke dying is quite rough, which is why we talks to animals.
My read on this is odd. It feels a lot I completely lost the train of thought.
No, it's layering in all of these different elements, and we don't know how they all interconnect yet, which is brilliant. Honestly, it's really, really good.
And who's the third person in the mansion?
Right? Somebody behind that locked door. I wonder if it's Wayne?
And on top of all of that, how do the mechanics change in episode 4?
How so? Because now that we've lost years of our life,
do we lose an attribute? Do we get a chance to refocus?
Our field of vision has been impacted, but so far it's been described as physical symptoms, like can we not run as fast, or things like that. I don't know. As a mystic in chapter 1, you walk around telling people about some vaguely grim premonitions, and then you see Sybil's aura. Interesting. Sybil's the person who I need to know a lot more about now, because she obviously has some knowledge, but seems like she doesn't have any power. Chad
playthrough, hot and strong.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing about all the different gang mechanics, is it's so many different playthroughs that you can do, and you can be nice and you can be mean, and I still think that Stella fits into this more closely than people think.
Stella and Kanika both look like being hidden in plain sight.
Yeah.
To me.
The powerful build gameplay might be very different in chapter 4. Well, or think about if you built powerful and then gave your life, would it put you back to a normal person as far as physical ability is concerned? There's a key reveal with street smarts plus Kanika's role in the puppet show that makes me suspect Sybil. Interesting.
Hidden in plain sight in that they are characters who are initially presented as very clearly one thing. And especially the back 4 hours of episode 3, and especially with what we know about the cold, and the weird significance of Sybil making tea for people.
And the fact that they're both Reese's good friends.
And they're Reese's good friends. There is a read on this which is absolutely, these 3 kids, 4 if you count Tabitha, have something in them. Yeah. Or they are positioned in a way that they will activate something.
Well, what was the name of that? He literally says, sins of the father paid by the children. These are the children. What did Sybil do? That's what I'm asking now. That, Kanika or her younger brother is going to be asked to pay for. If this was Tabitha's family's sin that Tabitha was supposed to pay for and didn't, I wonder if it's even possible to make Tabitha do it. I bet if you buttered her up the whole time and you became really good friends with her, you could probably convince her to do the right thing.
By the way, Tabitha is absolutely an option for dickitude responses in chapter 4.
Yeah.
Now. Oh, you're being so difficult. I'm 20 years older because of you.
Mystic explains a lot more what this thing is. Yeah, I'm really thinking about a Mystic playthrough now that we've done that chapter. Oh... There is a way, and it takes surprising
little convincing depending on
what you do.
Okay.
There seem to have been some parallels between Stella and Eddie's story. Interesting. Okay. It's really a good game. It's very intense and very like the whole art thing. The fact that it went to skewed perspectives and then motion as well as like.
And then color as Eddie ascends.
Yes, you saw the red strings around his hands. Yes, exactly.
And also the ocean of white and yellow light, of dawn light he's bathed in as he passes on.
Mm-hmm.
It's comparable in a lot of ways to True Colors, especially that moment early on where you see what joy looks like for the first time.
Yeah, exactly. Like with the doors confused you about who was being talked to. Yeah, exactly. If you find the details of the deaths of Stella's parents... See, I think her parents were trying to leave town and were in a car accident, which makes me think
that they're not allowed to leave town.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember everything now about Stella's parents, but I think... I know it was a car accident, and I know they were together, and I think they were trying to get away.
Yeah. The way that this grounds horror in humanity is very good. And at times very hard to deal with. Some of the descriptions of your fatigue I've had last year when I was dealing with the edema. That wasn't nice.
Yeah.
And it was very, very well realized. And I'm going to go watch an episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia before going to sleep, because squalid humor is a very good way of cleansing the palate.
Yes. Sorry we're not up for shenanigans. I'm really glad we finished the chapter.
Me too.
Let's talk about what's coming up next with us, shall we?
Well, first there's going to be a scary theatre.
No.
The full lid will go live this Friday with all sorts of really excellent stuff in it. I'm having a lot of fun with ArtStation at the moment, which is ArtStation is basically LinkedIn for concept artists. So LinkedIn, but good and filled with beautiful art. And I found some really, really nice stuff there, which I'm going to spotlight. We've also have a couple of excellent podcasts, one of which will be familiar to you. And a really good novella that we're talking about this week. Then on Sunday, we continue our ongoing journey through the last 22 minutes of a solar system's life.
Oh my gosh, I can't even. Oh my god, we're on the giant hourglass.
Yeah, hourglass station
planet thing. I'm sorry, my brain is still very much a Scarlet Hollow. But yes, we'll be resuming Outer Wilds on Sunday morning around 10:30 UK time. For a couple hours. Full lid on Friday.
Yes,
and
indeed. And then back
I'm not sure what we're going to do next week at this point. Oh my gosh, excuse me, I'm getting tired. We'll probably spend a lot of time talking about what happened in Scarlet Hollow.
Indeed.
And I think we were scheduled for a guest, but I'm not sure if our guest is confirmed or not. I'm going to be at a LARP this weekend. Have a great time, Rebecca.
Have a good one.
It'll be fine. I'm sure I'll just die lots of times trying to fling myself out into the solar first orbit, then
autopilot. Yep.
Exactly. There is absolutely some entanglement going on. Have a good one, Corvid. Good night.
Rest up, Corvid. Feel better.
And in fact, I think we are going to head out. We're not going to have any tea. I'm not having any tea before bed now. Sorry, you ruined that for me, Sybil. No more tea before bed.
Okay, we're going to head out.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks a lot, folks.
Thank you very much for joining us on one heck of an emotional ride. Get some good rest, and we will see many of you, we hope, on Sunday, and if not here next week, where I don't know what we're going to do yet. We'll figure it out.
But it won't involve Hell Dungeons.
It will.
Probably.
I don't believe it will involve Hell Dungeons. Won't. If we play another game, so we're having a spoilery Discord chat for that. By all means, if you want to jump in the EA Discord and discuss spoilery things, that would be fine. It's okay, Luvian.
It's okay, Luvian.
Check up on the VOD. In fact, let me put a link.
It's a lot. This week's a lot.
It was an awful lot. Let me put a link to the Scarlet Hollow VODs in there if you want to catch up or catch us next time. All right.
I've been Alistair.
I've been Marguerite.
And this has been terrifying. We'll see you on Sunday.
Have a good time, everybody. Bye-bye. Oh, I have to push the button. Where's the button? There we go. Shall we say goodbye again?
Play me off, Johnny.
Bye again.